Let's go. Let's do it.
All right. So I was reading through the comments as I normally do, and we got a comment on our last live stream too by Chaos Crew. I guess they're subscribers. I don't know if they're members or not, but they're subscribers, and basically just telling me how we need to move on. So I decided to do a couple things. One is I created a Fat Man Zoom hit list or shit list. So any of you trolls, you're going on my hit list. It's in my Asana. I'm creating a list. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I put it up there. So I put up what he wrote. He told me to move on, and I told him to move on from these nuts. And so listen, check it out. I got two people that are on my hit list, and that list is going to grow rather quickly, I'm sure. But here's why I'm fired up, man. We've had Rocket on this show since August, bro.
Yeah.
And I pulled all of our watch lists for the Chaos Crew. It's been on the watch list 15 times. And we've been telling people the reasons why. We've been going against the analysts. We've been saying, hey guys, pay attention, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's giving a shit. I gotta keep raising my voice so people actually hear me. And then what does Jim Cramer do? He has the CEO of Rocket on last night, says the same exact things we've been saying for months.
I swear to Christ, he watches our show.
For months. And now everybody's a Rocket fan.
Yeah.
You know what? I usually save this for Fridays, but go fuck yourself. That's BS. I've been telling you people, we've been telling you people 15 times. But Jim Cramer, first of all, he's on something. He says something and it's gospel. I get it. I like him. I like CNBC, but they literally said, bro, like verbatim, exactly what we've been saying.
Yep.
So for that reason, I'm fired up. Rocket's a buy. Duh.
I don't even know how to follow up with that, but I think you outdid yourself. That was quite the fired up rant.
People don't understand, man. They don't understand.
I mean, look, there's still, so we had the earnings. You guys know we were here live for earnings for Rocket. There's still three things that we love about Rocket out of that report that and reasons why it's just bolstered our love for the stock, why we think it's going to continue to go up. One of them is the $1 billion buyback. So we saw in the report that $1 billion was authorized to buy shares back of the company. If you guys don't know what that means, essentially the company's buying shares out of the float, which is free shares that are traded freely between retail or otherwise. They're going to be pulled out of the market and put back in the treasury. Now, what that does is that it creates it causes the stock essentially to go up. So there's that. There's also the year-over-year growth and COVID, obviously, as well. There's a really big three reasons why we still like Rocket and why we still think it's going to continue to roll here. So those are three reasons that I have, Christian.
So here's what I'll say on that.
Yeah.
Those are the leading reasons that I also don't think people are talking about enough. Obviously, buyback is obvious.
Yeah.
That should definitely help. Now, all we're waiting on is to figure out how that's going to be executed, over what time frame, and also there's a possibility we've seen buybacks get halted or paused.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind that could potentially happen, which will be temporary as far as a hit on the stock.
Yeah.
But buyback is great, awesome. Lower the float, cool. The year-over-year growth, this is the one I wanted to point out. Everybody was sending us this article that CNBC put up about the lowest levels of demand in 6 months. And guys, you're not comparing apples to apples here. First of all, they're talking about incremental decline and they're going week to week. And now they're saying the lowest level in 6 months. No shit, it's the lowest level in 6 months. I really got to stop cursing. I really got to stop cursing.
What? No, just keep rolling.
I'm for Fridays. It's what we got to remember is context. So we want to take the news and obviously that should help us, but be careful with press releases because they can say what anybody wants them to say. Now, yes, lowest levels in 6 months, the highs, right? The high season. Historically, this month is a lot lower than 6 months ago. But here's what was also in that article that nobody's saying to me, which is year over year, we have 13% increase in demand.
Yeah.
So what are you talking to me about? that's great. That's huge. So just be careful with the context of that. And then the third reason is a little bit, I think we're going to be, again, the first ones talking about this. We mentioned it before. Think about the collateral damage that COVID's having. We're already seeing it in the commercial real estate market.
Yeah.
With things not being able to be leased out, rents lowered. Like, it's just going to be the impact on it remains to be seen, but you're starting to see the dominoes fall. Same thing's going to happen, I believe, in the housing market. Jobs aren't going to come back like we think they're going to come back. There's a lot of companies, number one, that got to make up revenue that they've lost. They're not just going to hire people back, but number two, they're going to realize efficiencies and they don't need all that labor.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, I think, unfortunately, there are going to be, I don't want to say there's going to be a crash, but I think a lot of people are going to lose their homes, unfortunately. And so with that, Rocket benefits. Yeah. And because foreclosures, new contracts, it doesn't matter what the sale price is for Rocket. What matters, well, to an extent it does, but like overall, what matters is applications. And that means more applications. So I hate saying it, but it's the reality. I think those three things are huge bullish catalysts that make Rocket a strong buy. Do you hear me, people?
It's only a matter of time before this actually goes off. I just saw Erica say something in the chat about my facial expressions, I guess, when you're going off for your rants. I'd have to go back and watch. But if we go and look at the chart, this is still primed for a really nice move. I love the fact that this came from its bottom and has really consolidated here. We're looking at the chart. All of the things that we've talked about fundamentally with this, it's still all about that $24 mark. I think that's really what it's going to come down to. It moves up over 24. We should really start to see this thing blast off. Think about it as, we're here counting down under $24 a share. And then we're T-minus 0 all the way up here at 24. I think once we get up above that, it should really go. That's what I'm kind of looking forward to there the most. But to all the points that you've made, we saw huge growth from Zillow that reported. We saw huge growth from D.R. Horton that reported. We know that a Biden presidency means that we're going to see more subsidies as far as housing is concerned. That's only going to continue to surge demand. We know that mortgage rates are going to stay pretty much where they are until next year. So, the only real struggle here, the only real challenge is having inventory. So we'll see if that actually continues to trend in the right direction as well. But if you compare this time of the year to all other years before it, at this specific time, not comparing it to July, not comparing it to April and peak seasons, but comparing November 2020 to 2019 to 2018, looking at it from that lens makes all the sense in the world. I think that Rocket's going to have a record quarter compared to other quarters in previous years. And that's why most analysts do that year over year growth, because they're trying to compare it to the quarter in the last year that they're in. So listen, it's going to be fine. I love it. We love Rocket. We already know, you guys know how we feel about it. It's going to keep rolling. Jim Cramer, you're freaking welcome, man.
Yeah. And if you guys want to be on it and see how it goes, join the Chaos Crew, like and subscribe, and I'll just have more of these rants. Just if you help.